Hi, you guys. I feel really peaceful this morning. Um, Sometimes you can just feel a shift, and it's not even really in my mood. I just before I sat down, I did like this. I just wanted to sort of get into that reception mode. And in charismatic churches, I think that I stayed in Texas for a while when I wasn't there sort of to live or to visit. It was just weird circumstances, but I ended up in a tiny house that backed up to the parking lot of a Baptist church. Like I got to witness. I got to do this, and I could best hear it if I went back into the shower room, the bathroom, which was like a shower with a can in it, and open the window. And I never was brave enough to actually go to the church. I mean, these ladies and these enormous, everybody was dressed to the nines, and but I certainly attended from a little distance away. I've done that in the church here. There are days when I don't want to, I can't really go inside. I don't really know why. I love the local church. It's very, the stained glass windows are of raspberries and lilies and blueberries, strawberries. I mean, it's really like a sort of nature worship in a way. There's a labyrinth outside it, and very often if I can't deal with the inside, I just walk the labyrinth. And it's not like I'm shunning. I mean, there's a lot of perfume inside, and sometimes I find my church in a slight remove. We'll see where that takes us. And nonetheless sweet. I feel really in the circle. I may not be in the house of the Lord, but here we are. Here we are. And then this jumped out at me this morning. This is Louise Erdrich, who's a wonderful novelist. I haven't read a book of hers that I didn't think, oh my God, this woman's genius. She's a writer's writer, whatever that means. You have to love. You have to feel. It is the reason you are here on earth. You are here to risk your heart. Boom. And part of me says, yay, right on. That's what I think too. And a part of me says, risk my heart. And not once, but again and again and again. Every time we open to something, we're sort of risking our heart. And that comes to be a good thing, a good feeling. Albeit a little scary and a little like, the dog nipping at fool's heels in the traditional Rider-Waite. Like I need that little moment where something inspires me to like take the leap. It's very open-hearted leap, I think. Big ass deck. I don't even know how we're going to get cards out of this today, but I love it. It's a beautiful deck. I haven't used it in a long time. And it's big, so it's like maybe a little easier to see. Not traditional Rider-Waite. And I can't remember the name. So, And honestly, I can't remember how I even opened the reading. There's a way in which this is actually a little bit, I mean, there are times when my mouth is moving and and a certain part of me isn't engaged. I'm listening. I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes it's not till I go back and watch the video where I knew what the jumping off point was. But it's that slightly fierce instruction, like stating the bleeding obvious, Louise Erdrich. That's why you're here on Earth. You're here to risk your heart. Like we already know that. And that knowledge is bittersweet. Is bittersweet. Yeah. This is stress. This is like, what have I committed to? Can I pull it off? Do I even believe this? Nine of Swords. It's second guessing it's ninth guessing yourself. It's just those repetitive thoughts that say, what am I doing? What is this? Who am I? It's all the questions that can plague us. Am I ready? Is it too late? Can I put it into words? Will they understand? All those sort of questions to do with communication. And I wanted to mention we're out of Mercury retrograde. And sometimes it's a big deal in terms of misunderstandings or miscommunications. And sometimes it's that your muffler blows out. The internet goes down, or it takes 1,000,000 years for the thing to upload. But at different times in our lives, it's going to really impact us differently. So, yeah, can you tell us about this Nine of Swords? I'm going to try it this way, see what happens. Nine of Swords? This is really silly. Oh my God. Oh, apparently it's working with this. Oh man. Okay. This up in the head, all the questions. To be or not to be. Do it or don't do it. Trust it or fear it. Blah, 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 blah. And a part of you is sort of going, no. It's like, I don't want to get these messages. I want quiet. Traditional Rider-Waite, the person's really in a nightmare. This individual doesn't look to be in a nightmare. But they're in a posture of sort of shielding themselves. When my daughter was little, I have a huge extended family that we're all pretty tightly woven. So it reminds me a little bit of a Gorilla Troop. They're just a lot of characters. If you're coming in like Jane Goodall, trying to figure this family out, you'd be taking field notes like, well, this is a silverback, but this is a female to whom everybody is deferential, and it's a big group with a big group dynamic that's usually pretty benign. My daughter, when she was probably around, I don't know, one, less than that, she was on my hip, and I was taking her through the room full of all these relatives. And they were all coming up and wanting to say hi to her and engage. And she was about 1.5 maybe. She just kept going like this. And then she'd put her arm down and look around, and somebody else would come over and kind of get in her face. And she'd go like this. And she wasn't being unfriendly, really, but she was overwhelmed and was just like, and I said, it's like a bird under the wing. It's tucking in. It's tucking in. So that might have something to do with this posture where she's appearing to like almost shield herself from all these questions. Lovers. Same energy, sword energy. It's a card of Gemini. It's a card of choice. Usually about an important relationship. Major Arcana. So it's sword energy, but of a very different ilk. Although all the questions may be raised in this relationship. Doesn't necessarily have to be a love partner. It's a close relationship. And in this one, it shows the two together and then a third person down here, which is unusual in Lover's card to have three people on the face of it. They're dancers. I don't know what the posture thing is about, but Nine of Swords person is going this way. The Lover's woman is going this way, around her partner's head. They're dancers, they've coupled up. But it's a choice. There's somebody here not dancing, not chosen. And not really even looking at them. This may all be, it may be happening in somebody's head, observing this relationship. I mean, that's sort of but almost like with this slight business of removal, because Lovers is usually about the engagement, you know, the meeting of these two people, this primary relationship. And it's like one of these two has maybe chosen the other, so they're envisioning it. You know, and then, and then I saw already the bottom of the deck. You may have seen it too. It is the Death card. A major transformation. Maybe from guarded to we're here, we're in the dance, we're together, we've chosen each other, something like that. And it's a major transformation, and here we have Death, the skeleton, the stripped down to the bone transformation. And he's walking through a landscape that's very alive. You know, there are colors and flowers and everything's growing. You know, and he hasn't got the big side. He's got his legs crossed. It's a lot about posture. Not in the sense of like posturing, but I'm not quite sure what that means yet. But this isn't a death transformation where somebody's chasing you around with a scythe. It's almost like, you know, when you're leaning up against a tree with your legs crossed, you know, and you might have a big long blade of grass sticking out of, you know, you're laid back. Card of Scorpio. Yeah, I don't quite know. Okay, flip it one more time. Wow, a lot of major arcana. The Chariot. Cancer energy. We have Gemini, Scorpio, Cancer. A card of forward movement on cups level, on water level, emotionally. And it shows a kind of, it's interesting because the character riding, in this case, it's a moose. You know, with the moose antlers, the sort of fan-like antlers, we have moose in these here parts. But it looks like the person riding looks like a hermaphrodite. And I think that's sort of the, you know, Chariot is about the apparent opposites in accord. And in this, there's a sort of a yin-yang, the apparent opposites of gender. And there's also something like in the way background here, and if I move it closer, I think I move it out of the light, but there are two tiny unicorns. You know, the mythic beast. But they look like cutouts. They look very static. Whereas moose, you know, moose looks big and real and organic. You can almost hear its breath and its foot beats. It's weird. I've never held a Chariot card and heard. It's like you can hear the approach of a living, breathing. Out of 4 cards, 3 are major arcana. This falls under death. We also have the 6 lovers, 7 Chariot. Six of Hearts. Sort of the lovers in minor arcana. It's a deep, loving connection, you know, that almost has no beginning, no end. The other day, I referred to it as the never-ending bummer, in reference to that movie, The Never-Ending. No, I can't remember. But anyways, not a never-ending bummer, but it cycles and it cycles and it cycles. But there's forward movement in this area of Cups energy of connection. Chariot. So this often refers to the past person. But this is forward movement. You know, it isn't the same iteration of this relationship. Not at all. But I like, again, the Death card, it's like Fred Astaire energy or something. Gene Kelly, you know, it's not, there's no foreboding here. 6 of Hearts, under lovers. 2 6 cards. I remember I said it's the minor arcana of lovers. Lovers is technically an air sign card. You know, Gemini. It doesn't necessarily, okay, stop. It doesn't necessarily mean the sign of Gemini. It's a card of the twins. watching. The third one, watching. And it's interesting too, in this Six of Hearts, Six of Cups, which is usually 2 people on the card, 2 kids. It's now 3 kids. So there's something like more than you imagine. It's more expansive than you imagine. The connection is, the transformation is, the emotional balance and forward movement and integration. Hermaphrodite. I think there's a myth. I think it's Greek, that in the Wayback Machine, kind of before the fall, we were one being, a bunch of masculine, feminine in one body. And that some God came along and said, that's too powerful. I believe that somebody was talking about this very myth the other day. And so the God said, right, you're separated now. And because the beings were too powerful, you separate them, then they go off in search of each other, the other half. And there's the twin flame sort of paradigm of there's only one. I don't really believe that there's only one. Certainly over lifetimes, we all get thrown back into the cosmic soup. Who knows what gets ladled out in the next incarnation. But Six of Hearts is a card of nostalgia and childhood. And there may be something significant about this connection going back to your childhood friends, childhood sweethearts, or children involved. I'm not really getting children involved, but might be. Significant relationship for sure. Okay, alrighty. And the last one that came out was Queen of Swords. Well, and Seven of Swords. I don't want to take that, but I think I sort of have to because I looked at it. So, Queen of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, doesn't have to be. There's Gemini on the board. She's just a character that has great integrity and expects others to integrity in the sense of like, I'm putting that back. We'll see if it comes out again. She's integrated in that way of Chariot, the hermaphrodite. Queen of Swords is an energy or an individual who is kind of self-contained, unflappable, I'm getting. She knows what's true for her. And that's good enough for her, like, she's okay with that. She doesn't accept other people's truths. And she's willing to hear the truth. I mean, it's not enough that you speak the truth. You have to be willing to hear it as well. There's something about that. There are a lot of questions, Nine of Swords. And perhaps, she's she can be quite severe. And I think if her questions aren't answered truthfully, I mean, it's not like she, well, let's see. All right. Love this deck. Big mama. Okay, and I think we'll go with, this is a Barbara Moore deck. Pretty sure. Queen of Swords knows. And it may be something like, this individual knows the answers to these questions. Okay, can you tell us about this Queen of Swords, please? And she has a butterfly on her crown chakra about transformation, as is the death card, Scorpio. Oh my God. I'm just like, what? King of Swords. Oh God, I can't believe it. There's just a huge wad here we're supposed to work with, so let's just set them aside for now. Sorry, very itchy up, probably a cat ear in my eye. King of Swords. Her match. He speaks the truth. You can believe this character, which is a good thing because, they're both getting what they need from each other. Their expectations are being met. And this may be somebody, a connection that goes way back to when you were children. It's a card of lighthearted. King and Queen of Swords, not particularly lighthearted, but they're clear, and they're going to be on the same vibration, like kind of literally. Maybe to a degree have some kind of telepathic thing going on. Because that's sort of what she looks to me like, she's receiving these messages. I'm just looking to see how hermaphroditic a blend of male and female is this Knight of Swords character, in a little bit. So, on Six of Hearts, this light-hearted connection that goes back to childhood, we have Eight of Swords. A lot of sword energy here. King and Queen, 9 and 8. And Lovers. Gemini. So something has held this back. And it's been a kind of a torment not to be able to get out of whatever this. I mean, this person really looks miserable. They're out in the rain, bound in a tattered dress, barefoot. And I just got a creepy reference off this card, and I'm going to hold it back because it's very particular. But I mean, this is not a good energy. This Eight of Swords. And it's not like a physical punishment, it's like a mental punishment. Somebody maybe even feels like they should be punished. It's like a self-inflicted, what the hell? Well, here we go again, Six of Cups. Six of Hearts, Six of Cups, same. This time, Six of Cups on Chariot. This is the way the numbers are going is kind of interesting. 6, 7, 8, 6, 6. I mean, it's almost like Morse code. SOS, dot, 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 dash, dash, dash. I have no idea. You know, I feel like I'm actually I'm on the receiving end of like a telegraph machine. And it might be, you know, like this relationship, which goes way back and is dear to both people, got ensnared. Got ensnared. But the same relationship, maybe in this lifetime, I keep getting, I mean, this is can be a card of past life. So it's almost like this time around, we reconcile, we come together in this sort of, you know, we're reunited with our other side. The card of the twins. Which in some ways is kind of a, such a close blend of male and female that the boundaries just are, it's a permeable membrane. Now things are emotionally aligned. Now's the right time. Now's the right lifetime. This couldn't have happened because of some mental, somebody had somebody mentally ensnared. Okay. On Nine of Swords, we have Knight of Wands. So I think it's almost like this visionary thing is happening. All these questions coming to somebody. And they want an answer. They want the truth. And it's not just one question or one truth, but they want that method of communication going forward. Mercury is out of retrograde. It's like, let's go. Fast forward movement. Passionate movement with a pure sense of direction. Almost as if somebody's getting the instructions, the answers, that not only inspire them to go forward. I just got the image of, you know, in race car driving, it seems to me there's a whole set of green lights. They all have to go green. You know, all these questions have to be kind of yes, 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 yes. Has to tick the boxes. Hang in there with me because I think we're onto something. We're onto something. On Lovers. Ace of Swords. Lover's Sword energy, Gemini. Ace of Swords. The new beginning. The new clarity. Like the fresh start. The new... I heard premise? And it's an alignment. It's an alignment in sword energy, in ability to communicate, think, and two smart people. They don't solely rely on their intellect, because their Chariot's here, Six of Hearts twice, Six of Cups twice, a lot of feelings. Scorpionic energy, fire, change. Fire, Knight of Wands, change, direction, inspiration. On Death, we have this is Judgment. You know, this is kind of after the end, the resurrected life. Like dancing in the change. I don't know if you've ever seen like Gene Kelly singing in the rain or Fred Astaire. They're just so smooth. There's also that movie Joe Black, where Brad Pitt plays Death, and he's this gentle, there's something about going gentle into that good night. Like, don't be scared of the transformation. You know, there's life on the other side. Hearing the call. I mean, remember I said I started out this reading like this? And then I did, you know, where you can feel in Reiki the energy ball, and I could feel the energy ball. I'm not a Reiki practitioner, but I think we all have access to that energy. And in this one, the child in the middle, the couple on the man and woman on the outside, it's almost like this trinity. And the child is going like this. It's the call to life. And this guy means business. This is like something about make a joyful noise. This is the joyful noise. Whatever this angel is blowing his horn, making a joyful noise. And the reverberations are coming down on these three. The two adults like this, the child like this. And I said something about there may be children involved. And in some way there are. Might not be literal children. Okay, we got a bunch more cards to work through. So tell me about this Eight of Swords, please. This ensnared Hermit. Well, it's almost like this person's hung up. They can't go anywhere. They're ensnared by sword energy beliefs or misunderstandings, miscommunications, Mercury retrograde, like the wires are crossed. Again, the telegraph thing, messages are scrambled or missed, the lines went down. And maybe when somebody was just ready to connect. Because in retrograde, there can be a return. So when you're cut off, you're ensnared, and it's apparently a dire thing where you're out barefoot in the torrential rain. It can put you in hermit mode. Your inability to get out of this thing can actually kind of force an inward turning, because you can't go out and do anything about it right at the moment. Your hermit strength kicks in, and in that kind of corral, blindfolded and bound, almost like a sensory deprivation situation where you're stuck in a tank, you can't see, you can't hear, you're floating in a sort of liquid bath with nothing coming in from the outside. Then it comes in from the inside. It comes out from the inside. Inside outside gets the permeable membrane. I think we talked about the permeable membrane. So something about the ensnared quality made somebody, perhaps a Virgo, access their inner wisdom. It wasn't coming from this circle of beliefs or circle of miscommunicate, whatever that Eight of Swords was. And I think this energy going inside into the quiet place not only cleared it up, but look at the empowered. This isn't a cold old man stumbling around. I mean, this is like Gandalf. This is the wise one, the empowered sage. Okay. Five of Cups. Card of grief, in this depiction, this person's on one side of the river. And it's like, how do I get across? All is lost. The cups are spilled. I'm riveted by this sadness in Chariot energy, in Cups energy. And there's a bridge behind, and there's the river in front, and there's this sort of destination way back in the background. There's like a castle. It's again that sort of home. There's a great folk song that says, "Turn around and whisper out my name like a breeze. You're going to stir a dying flame. I miss someone. If it eases you to know, close the door lightly when you go." maybe Gordon Lightfoot. It's a great song. But there's something about there are 2 cups behind. If this character would turn around. So, 8 of Swords, Hermit, 5 of Cups, 8 of Cups. The character in the cloak and the character in the cloak. It's a different colored cloak. Something has changed. This person is on the move, on the path, out of this sadness. And it's a path lit by hermit lantern. The inward light. There's the moon up there. Traveling like day and night. A pilgrim on the path. Where am I? This is so I'll get out in the garden. This reminds me. Okay. Wow. A lot of cups energy here. 4 of Cups. This person is disconsolate. We have the moon here and the vision, the outline in the sky. I don't know if you can see it, but there are little dots. If you connected those dots, they'd make another cup. This character's off in search of 9 of Cups. Their happiness. And it's interesting because this is a card of sort of inertia, can be depression, can be giving up hope. The path has been long in any case. 5 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Six of Cups twice. King of Pentacles. Somebody who appears on the scene. Could be this hermit person. Because that's a card of Virgo. This is Earth sign. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Somebody's showing up. And it's going to be a game changer. Tower. Another card of Scorpio as I read it. So this person showing up is not expected. And it's something about like something took down. Again, I'm getting this telegraph image, like the lines were down. And this is very dramatic. They're, the 2 people being blown out of the tower. Tower's not where you want to stay in any case. It's not where you can stay. The universe says, not here. So this King of Pentacles, stable as they are, may have had a recent great upheaval in their circumstance. They're still stable and grounded, but there was some impact. Oh my God. Last 2 cards. Ace of Wands, 4 of Wands. That kind of somehow freed this fire energy up. Freed it up. I mean, I was only seeing the card in the camera. And so it looked to me, here it's the hand of the divine, like a magic wand, kind of striking, because it looked to me, I didn't see this hand, I just saw the wand, and it looked like a rocket going off, and that this was the smoke. A passionate new direction, like trajectory of the rocket. A new beginning. Four of Wands, in union. Again, the twins, that sort of finding your other half, the hermaphrodite, the place where two people have the opportunity for Ace of Wands. Aces are pretty much opportunity for this new trajectory. Because the last time, it's like there was no trajectory, because there was Eight of Swords, some ensnarement. But both parties are clear now. They know what they know, and what they know is this relationship. They know each other. They know each other's feelings. Past lifetimes, this lifetime, it moves forward. Both of us together. It moves forward. Ace of Wands. Both of us together. And this is a card of joy and celebration. It can be a literal could be a wedding or just a reuniting. It's like the lines of communication that were down somehow are back up. There's an opportunity for truth about the relationship, and you're both in a position to see it, say it, hear it. Like you speak in the same language now. Common language. Mother tongue, something like that. You have to love. You have to feel. It's the reason you're here on earth. You're here to risk your heart. And I don't think we need to be afraid of that. What is our life without that? I don't know. We're being called back to life. Major transformation. We have Scorpio, Gemini, big air sign energy in general. Cancer. Scorpio again. Virgo. Those energies. And they seem pretty equally balanced to me. Chariot. Not only are the feelings imbalanced, all the energies are somehow balanced. And Four of Wands is a card of balance. Chariot is a card of balance. King and Queen of Swords, balanced energies. Somebody's going to show up. The lines of communication are open, open wide, guys. So open wide.